Welcome back, barbecue lovers. It's Wise Guys BBQ Podcast yet again on this wonderful Friday. And I'm joined with a crew of barbecue competition, just nuts, naturals, folks who love it and know a lot about it. So I got our butcher, Tommy Pino, over here all the way to the left. And I got Big Barbecue, Bob Bowman, in the middle. He's here, and he's really got the stories behind a lot of what's cooking out there. And I know our audience, hi Matt, is really dying to hear from Bob. So I want to get into everything that's going on. I know Chip and I try to do our best keeping up with stuff. And honestly, what that means is we call Bob and ask him. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. But at the same time, it's just, we're not doing enough of the justice of the information that you're gathering, because you talk to a lot of these guys, right?
Oh yeah, I talk to them. Wife thinks I'm a little nuts. It's like watching NASCAR. All right, it's like watching NASCAR. You got to sit down, and I go out there. I know what the competitions are. I know who's out there, and I'll just who's going live for the awards. When are the awards? And usually 4:00. I'm sitting in the chair, got my ginger ale going, and I'm watching the awards going on.
Yeah.
And following my teams, from New England.
Yep.
And that's what I like. That's what I like to do. It's just like a little break in my day on a Saturday or Sunday.
All right. So let me ask you this: if you're an enthusiast and like to know this information, but don't have the contacts of the teams you have, does every competition have like a Facebook or a page or something that they post the information on after the events?
So your best way to find out about the events afterwards is to go to KCBS.com.
Okay.
You go to KCBS, and if you just go under their events page, find events.
Right.
They have a whole, I don't know what you call it, a filter.
Yeah.
And the filter, you put in Master Series, the year, and then you put in your timeline, and then you just look at the event, and it'll say like what I have up on the screen now is just Team of the Year. But you can go to events and find events.
Right.
And
now, does that give you like the background of the event, or does it just give you a posting of who won what?
So let's so you can see here right here is the New Jersey Knockout Campground Barbecue Series Day 1.
Right.
All right. And then you go over to the right-hand column. It says official results are in. You click on that, takes you to this page, and here's everything. So
okay.
You can find out, Smoking Hogs got an 1. He GC'd. He had a score of 701.6684.
And that's the category, or is that
that's the overall? So
that's the overall. So he GC'd with 701.684.
Exactly. To the right here, you got your chicken, you got your pork ribs, you got your pork brisket, even backyard chicken and backyard ribs.
Okay.
So you can, you look.
It gives you everything.
Scroll down. There was the Masters Series had 33 teams.
Sure.
And there's the whole list.
So I'm assuming now, so this is kcbs.com or .org. I'm assuming that, when you get into like the CBA, that's not going to be on here, right? There's going to be
no. So then if there's a CBA event, then you click over here. And I do not know, I'm not too familiar with here it is right here. There is a spot called results. And here you go. You can scroll down and here's the results.
This is CBA?
CBA.
Nice.
So it's very similar. You can go to the CBA website, which is Champions Barbecue Alliance. And you could see everything's in Texas. Let's just see this one. Fire in the Hole State Championship results. Click on that. Here we go. So let's find our friends and see if he was there. And I do not see him listed. And I'm looking for Carlos's team, Smoking Los Barbecue.
Yeah.
And I do not see him listed. So maybe he didn't do that event. That was in Somerset, Texas. I have no idea where that is in relationship to him.
Can I just jump in here with
absolutely
one question?
Sure, no,
it's a rather newbie question. As a novice when it comes to the competition circuit, competition barbecue, even though I've been doing backyard barbecue for 20 years. I may be the veteran at this table, and but I've been learning a lot and doing a lot of research, and I hear certain terms being thrown about, and I understand that a lot of these competitions in the competition circuit are basically governed by three major organizations, if I'm saying that right. And what I mean by that, we got three different. You got the KCBS, you have the NEBS, you have the CBA. Could you give me a little like background on those three different organizations and where they're kind of located? Because we're throwing around terms like CBA, KCBS, NEBS.
So
there might be viewers who
nationally and worldwide, Kansas City Barbecue Society is the most recognizable. All right.
gotcha.
Basically, all these, they're all sanctioning bodies, all have their own set of rules, their own set of judging criteria, and that's basically about it. It's the referees of the competition.
Gotcha.
So with any competition, you have to have rules,
Yep.
and they're the governing body.
Yep.
That's basically that's it in a nutshell. NEBS, which is Northeast Barbecue Society, that's our local sanctioning body. That's here in the Northeast. And then you got KCBS, which is basically known worldwide.
Sure.
Right.
And then
the big-
you have CBA champions, and they're basically, for the most part, they're out in Texas. They've just started sanctioning events here in New England.
Right.
This year, last year they started with the first event was Rhode Island.
Gotcha. So are they the smallest of the three?
I wouldn't say
I
small.
wouldn't say small, but,
yeah.
but
From
they're
from our point of view, yes. Because New Englanders don't do a lot of competitions in the CBA up until a year ago.
right.
Yep. And speaking with Carlos from Smoke and Lowe's Barbecue, there's a lot more of these sanctioning groups in Texas. Because I mean, let's face it, Texas is the place, right? Yeah. So he was mentioning these different organizations like NEBS, which is local to New England. They have other local to Texas that do these. That's not CBA or KCBS or. So I'm sure there's a lot of others, but from a New Englander standpoint, we mostly talk about three, right?
Right.
KCBS, NEBS, and now CBA. And I think really the only reason why I talk about CBA is because of Matt Piera and him getting involved with them last year.
Right. That's correct.
Interesting.
So there's another local like NEBS is MABA, MABA, which is Mid-Atlantic Barbecue Association. So that controls more of the mid. What do you call it?
Pennsylvania area,
More like North Carolina to
Virginia,
Pennsylvania.
Washington,
Yes,
DC,
Okay.
yes,
that area.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
I mean, there's even a Midwest
Oh, no kidding.
sanctioning body. There's so it gets very localized once you get regionalized stuff. But for the most around here, it's KCBS, NEBS, and now CBA.
So they are what you call the sanctioning body.
They're the sanctioning body.
Gotcha.
Cool. That helps a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just like let's just say the NFL. So you have the NFL, and now what's the other
USFL or
USCFL. Well, I don't know.
Right.
My kid was busting me on that. I was watching. He goes, what are you doing? I said, "It's what I found. Football. It's on TV."
Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts how these things are changing.
So it's just a sanctioning body. That's all it is.
Good.
All right.
All right. So what news do you have? I know you've been, you have an article coming out in RIBBQnews.com.
Yep. So we have
And,
a new article coming out.
Yep.
And I just want to say New England is just on fire.
Yeah.
Literally. No, I shouldn't say literally. But I mean, our cooks here are just doing some tremendous stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And really a big shout out to Fire at the end of the day. They are really ripping it up.
Right.
Really ripping it up. So let's start last year.
Okay.
Because the Super Bowl of competition barbecue
Yep.
is the Jack Daniel's Invitational.
Of course.
And the Royal event.
Yep.
Okay. And that season starts August 1, I believe.
Right. How far are those two competitions apart? Like a month? Jack and the Royal?
They moved the Royal to like later in the season.
Okay.
And
All
I
right.
think they've moved it. Did they move it to from October, like late October? I don't know. I'm so far out of that league that I just stick to my little group here in New England.
Never say never.
Yeah. So so back in August
Yes.
at the 2024, you were there.
Yes.
At Cora.
Yep. That was fantastic.
Fire at the end of the day. I'll probably we'll refer to him as faded.
Yep.
GC that event.
Wow. Nice.
Main at Cora is an automatic. It's
Okay.
an auto to the jack. So they qualify.
So that's how they punched their
They
ticket.
punched their ticket for 2025
Right.
Jack Daniels and Royal.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
They came out this year
Yeah.
and they're just killing it.
Yeah.
They're just killing
Yeah.
it. Because
Fire at the end of the day.
fire at the end of the day. So
Just,
Any
just to give you
special-
a couple of facts
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
regarding
and-
fire at the end of the day.
Yes. Go.
So far, year to date, 2025, on the NEBS circuit, they're ranked number 1, okay, with a total of 491 points. Is that how you
Yep,
refer to that as? And on the national level, KCBS, they are ranked 12. So they're a highly notable team that's competing throughout. They're well known, and
So those points are related to the whole competition, right? That's their competition points after
So
all
points-
after all meets. I'm trying to say.
right.
And I guess my question behind that is there a meet that they're excelling in more than others? Like, because I think didn't you say brisket? They've been winning, like they won
So
top honors in briskets.
one of my best websites.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's a subscription.
Yeah.
Is barbecue data, and I can just go here and I can tell you in 2025. All right,
Right.
they've done 8 contests.
Yeah.
They've gotten overall out of those 8 contests, they've had 7 top 10 overall calls.
Nice.
All right, they've GC'd
4 of them.
4.
That's
which
amazing.
The amazing part is that's 4 in a row. 4 in a row.
They're dialed into something. That's
They
great.
are just-
Good job,
it's just-
Mark. Good
look
job,
at,
Kristen.
Look at this. So you could see that they won both days, Massachusetts and May.
Yep.
All right. Day 2, they had an incredible score of 708.56.
That's awesome.
All right. I mean, you get in this, you break 700.
Okay.
It's kind of a magic, but the 708. But the
And
really
just for our audience, what's top mark in?
each category
Yep.
has the maximum points of 180.
Okay.
Four categories.
Okay.
So it's 720.
So 720. So if you're finishing over 700, you're only 20 off the perfect score. So you're killing it in the sevens.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
This past weekend, day 1 at the Connecticut State Barbecue, they had an incredible score of 710.8572.
so they're nailing all their entries.
Oh,
They're just killing it.
so yeah, I mean, let's just see here. So in chicken, they had 3rd and 4th. In ribs, they had a 1st and a 5th. They had pork was 8 and 2nd, and brisket they had 1st and 2nd. So look at their brisket.
Yep. Yep.
1, 2, 2, 2.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's just yeah.
Yeah. So New England is definitely kicking ass. Who else from New England is doing these kinds of results? Is there anybody other teams that are doing that as well?
So there are like some fabulous teams.
Yep.
Smoking Hogs, once again, Bill's consistency
Yep.
is just phenomenal.
Right.
Year after year after year.
Yep.
Bill, it's time for you to retire. Let somebody else. I'm just my arrogant opinion here. But call me if you want to talk about it. But I'm just saying.
Enough, uncle.
Exactly.
I've dug up some interesting facts to support how strong Smoking Hogs Barbecue is.
Oh, wow.
Year to date on the NEBS, they are ranked 4th. However, on the KCBS, they are actually ranked 7th. Now, let's break down that 7th ranking on the KCBS.
Jesus
this is
Christ.
very, very interesting. They are ranked 2nd in chicken.
Nationally.
They are nationally, they are ranked 5th in ribs.
Wow.
They are ranked 7th in pork. So there's 3 top 10s nationally in the KCBS. In brisket, however, they are ranked 36. So imagine if they took that brisket up to a 20.
Yeah.
Do the math. They're going to be probably one of the top 3 teams
Yeah, that's
on the
amazing.
KCBS nationally.
Yeah.
But that was pretty amazing. But we got some great teams locally.
Yeah, I know Bill.
Outstanding.
And it's funny, it's Smoking Hogs, but he kills chicken. He just
Yeah.
crushes
Yep.
the
Chicken,
chicken
but
category.
Consistently.
Yeah.
Chicken and ribs are
ribs.
are Bill's thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chicken is just. I mean,
How about our
I'm more of the local guy.
yeah.
So
How about our friends at El Jefe Smoke?
So El Jefe is doing fairly well. So El Jefe, he's just
I love those two guys over there.
he
Jeff and
did
Ned.
actually at the Connecticut, not Connecticut, Granite State, day 2. This is day 2. They were 3rd overall with a 700.5372.
Jesus.
3rd place
Yeah.
with a 700.
That's
So I mean,
that's crazy.
Yeah, can you imagine that?
I mean,
the level of competition is
so to me right now, the hot teams in New England are
fire at the end of the
Fire at the End of the Day,
Yep.
Patty
day. Patty
McHugh's,
McHugh's,
Smoking Hogs,
House of Q.
House of Q
Yeah.
is my. I'm going to throw him out there as my underdog.
Really?
Oh, no kidding.
Oh yeah. I mean he's coming in there.
Good.
He GC'd last year and went to the Jack, but he GC'd the Connecticut Barbecue Challenge.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he GC'd. Brandon, you're out there. Good job.
And it's fair to say that the competitions that these guys are in are all well populated with, other competing teams. These aren't powder puff kind of competitions.
No gimmies in there.
No. It's not like a bunch of guys getting out and competing in their backyard. We're talking about
Right.
nationally ranked
teams that they're pushing
that
against.
are out there.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I would like to remind everybody that, first of all, we will put a link to these resources in the description of this video so you can go on and check them out and follow along if you will. I don't suggest that you follow along like Bob does, but I definitely think you would enjoy getting the information straight from these sources because it is kind of cool. Everything is so transparent. It's just easy to get to. And I'd also like you to remind, if you don't mind, take a minute and click that subscribe button, and please share this podcast with your friends and click that bell. I mean, it helps us out a lot in our endeavors of what we're trying to do. So thank you for that. What'd you find?
So, yes, it was day 2
Yep.
of the Twin Valley Fire and Smoke.
Where was that?
That was in Morgantown, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Okay. On day 2, our friend Chunky.
Yes.
On at Chunky Barbecue.
Yes.
He GC'd that event, and House of Q was right behind him for second for RGC.
Oh, that's awesome. And then and those scores,
That's no
however
slouch.
impressive, they didn't break 700.
No. 700
It's
is
tough.
Is a
Yeah.
big deal.
Yeah.
It's
No.
a big deal. I mean, in fact, that it's such a big deal.
Yep.
KCBS actually recognizes that achievement, and yes, you get I believe you get a pin, you get a sticker.
Yeah.
700 Club, and then they also post on their believe it's their Facebook page.
All the 700 breakers.
All the 700s and all the 180. It's just really, really exciting right now. There's a lot of things going on. So now.
Well, what's coming up? You got
So now we get into what we call the barbecue math or the barbecue Jenga. Okay. Because we only have 2 more months. We have June and July left for the so-called season.
Yep.
The Jack Daniel's season.
Right.
All right.
Right. When you start running up against the Jack. Yep.
So now you're making. So now you're making.
When is that? What weekend is that?
With the season, two more months, June and July.
Yes.
For the Jack Daniel's season.
Yes.
In the world, what I call the World Series. Things get a little
hectic. Yeah.
Like, what competitions am I going to go to? So
I love what you said. It's like a barbecue Jenga.
It's barbecue Jenga. Yes, you got to figure this all out. So here's an example.
Yes.
All right. So in New Hampshire at Granite State.
Yes.
Fire at the end of the day won both days.
Is that Jeremy's? Jeremy does?
That's Jeremy's.
Okay,
Yeah, that's Campground Series.
Yep.
So they won both days.
Yep.
So that takes the lottery, the bungs, from those two out.
Okay.
Because he's already won from Cora last year.
Gotcha.
So he's done.
Okay.
So I should say New Hampshire technically would be done, but now comes Matt in the CBA events.
Right. Right.
So that becomes an auto.
Why?
Because that's the only event that's
it's in New Hampshire.
in New Hampshire right now.
Oh, okay.
I believe that's how it works.
Yeah.
I apologize if I get this wrong.
Yeah.
Just let us know.
Yeah, give us your opinion in the comments if we got that backwards. So you mean all these contests that Matt's setting up in New England for CBA end up becoming autos for that state because there's no other CBA in that state?
Well, in Rhode Island, there's no
Rhode Island for sure.
Well, so the other example is in Rhode Island, there's only one recognized contest in Rhode Island
for CBA. Period. Oh, that's right.
Period.
Yeah, right.
So
Recognized by anybody.
recognized by the Jack Daniel's qualifications,
And that's a state championship?
That's a state
Rhode Island is
championship.
a state. So Rhode Island is an automatic. You win you win there,
You're in.
you're in.
Gotcha.
All right. There's
That's
a few,
coming up. That's coming up in a couple of weekends, right? 28th,
yes,
29th?
Yes, we come. So Big Bobby's
June 28th.
Yeah,
Yep,
June
28th,
28th. Big
29th.
Bobby's Q will be there. We're actually teaming up with our friend LG Barbecue.
Yes.
Tim's
awesome.
We're teaming up with Tim, and we're actually running under one of our sponsors' names, Smoke Ring Pellets.
Oh, wow.
So we're running underneath them, but we'll be there. June 28th. And
29th, yeah.
yep.
Cool. So cool.
So that's an automatic.
How do you think you'll do?
I'm rusty. Hopefully Tim can help me out here because I got so much going on. I haven't even.
Well, but to be honest, everything you got going on is cooking.
Correct.
So even though you might not be in competition zone, you're still cooking.
Yes,
right.
We're still cooking. So
all right. So okay, Bob. So you got this is great. First of all, thank you for being here. I know our audience is thanking you for being here. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. I'm
Okay.
back.
all right.
I'm back.
Everything's under control, I think.
All right, so Bob, this is great. Thank you very much. I know our audience appreciates you being here this week, setting us straight on all this great information. I'm glad that New England is just running it up the flagpole here for us, and that's great. But what's next? What's coming up, and what has to happen? Or do you see any heavy favorites and what's coming up? Tell us what's
what's coming up. So the near future, we have Frog Alley, Brew and Barbecue, Brew and BQ.
BBQ.
That's on June 21st and 22nd.
And this is one of Kathy Trainer's Triple Crowns, right?
This is part of the Triple Crown in the Northeast.
Gotcha.
Yes.
For KCBS. I should say it that way.
It's the Northeast KCBS Triple Crown.
Thank you.
Yes,
that's the way
yes,
to say
yes.
it. Okay.
All right. And that's in Schenectady, New York.
Yes.
I have not been to that competition, but I do hear that it's quite a lot of fun.
Right.
Because it's basically a festival. It's a brewery festival that has included barbecue
competition.
Barbecue competition. So there's music all day long.
That's nice.
And all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
So I heard that that's a really good one.
Do you know any New England teams participating in that?
Most of them.
Most of them. Yeah, I think. I want to say I think Jeff from El Jefe said they were going to that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I believe our friend Tim, LG Barbecue.
Oh yeah.
He loves that. He loves that one. He goes to that one.
Yeah, and I know it's a tough one because that conflicts with the Vermont.
So yes.
CBA.
So actually that conflicts with the Barbecue and Brew Vermont,
Right.
which is in Rutland, Vermont, in June 21st, same weekend. But that's a CBA event.
Different sanction
And
group.
that's part of the Big Dog Sauce New England Triple Crown.
Yes.
All right.
And back to that barbecue competition Jenga.
And the barbecue Jenga.
You're right. You got to figure it out.
Yes.
I know where I'm going to be on the 21st, and it won't be either one of those places. But unfortunately,
Bermuda.
yeah, exactly. I'm going in the triangle, baby. Going in the triangle.
Unfortunately, we can't do the Triple Crown there, but
Right.
we will be back.
Yes.
Rhode Island State Championship,
Yes.
June 28th in Coventry, Rhode Island.
Yes.
A CBA event. This is a automatic to the jack.
Yeah.
And is the second leg of the Big Dog Sauce New England Triple Crown.
Perfect.
All right.
Love it.
Good stuff coming up.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's going to be very, very tight.
So the
Very competitive.
The
But
third
fun.
Oh yeah, definitely fun. And you know what? Competition should be fun, right? That's what it's all about. The third leg of the CBA New England Triple Crown is in New Hampshire, and that's in like July. I want to say July 28th or something like that.
That is
that
July 26th. That's the Chick Farm Barbecue Classic
Yeah,
in Litchfield, New Hampshire.
yeah. That's one I want to go to as well. As well.
And that rounds out the competition there. And
All right, Bob, this is great. Thank you so much for getting this all straightened out for us. I mean, I'm really interested in how all these different aspects, facets to getting to the jack is affecting, obviously barbecue world and mostly New England. So I think it would be a good follow-up show to have in the near future, kind of, what the road to the jack looks like and what are all the different caveats of getting there. And maybe where our teams are standing from New England. So I think that'd be a fabulous idea. What do you think?
I think, yeah. And once how to get to the jack,
Yep.
and then once they do the drawing, then we'll.
Oh yeah, of course, that's big news.
Then we'll do a follow up to that.
Yeah. We should that should be a live show.
We could actually do live because I believe Jack Daniels does that live anyways, and you can stream it.
Oh, that's cool.
I think.
All right, I'm gonna check into that. Yeah, for sure.
So
All right.
we can maybe do a combo type
Yeah.
of thing.
All right.
I don't know.
Well, I'll start our goodbyes, and if you guys got anything to throw in, please do. Folks, thanks very much for being here. Please like and subscribe. Hopefully, you got some good barbecue news and information from here. We'll have all those links in the description below, so please check that out. And as always, I look forward to seeing you next week.
I'd like to congratulate my two boys.
Yeah, what happened?
Otto for graduating Lake Forest College.
Nice.
Awesome. Way to go.
Congratulations to you as well.
Good job.
One down.
Yeah.
And
He's your oldest?
he's our oldest.
So your first one down. That's great.
First one down. And congratulations to Johnny, who graduates from Pontigansett High School this Friday.
Oh, right.
double
Sunrise,
grads.
sunset.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Dads and
we're
grads.
good. Yeah.
That's great. Congratulations. That's good news. I love news like that.
Love to hear it.
All right. And Tommy, what do you got? I mean, I know you got that lung operation coming up, but other than that,
What?
the lung operation. Gonna get
A
you
lung
into
operation. A double lung operation.
So you want to tell them a little bit about, you want to drop the dime on the Mutadel?
Oh, yeah, the Mutadel. Yeah. Well, we had this idea hatching for quite a while to do a bologna. Actually, it was going to be a hot dog brisket and burnt end
Right.
cook. So, we're trying to figure out how the hell are we going to do a hot dog brisket.
Yep.
And the first thought Vinny had was, let's do a bologna because, in essence, it's basically a hot dog.
It's a big hot dog.
It basically goes through the same process, the same wrapping, packaging, what have you. And so we thought we were going to do one of those. And of course, my head keeps going. I'm like, you know what? Bologna, Wise Guys, let's do a mortadella.
There you go.
That's how, we say it here in the Northeast.
And it
If you're
was
from
fantastic.
Jersey on up to southern New England, it's mortadella. Anywhere else in the country, they'll just look at you. In fact, in Italy, they're going to look at you like they have no idea.
Well,
what you're
even
talking about.
here in
It's
Rhode Island,
mortadella,
he walked
mortadella.
He walked into a market and had to buy a package of mortadella.
Yeah.
He couldn't even say. They were like, "Well, how many? A half pound, a pound?" He goes, "No, give me the whole thing."
Yeah,
And they
so
looked
exactly. So I go up to the deli, right? And I was ready to take a number. And all of a sudden I hear this voice, "Can I help you?" And I kind of hesitated at first because I was afraid to order what I was about to order. And I says, I got a little unusual order for you here. And she goes, "Oh, nothing's unusual here." So I said, "I want a whole chub of mortadella." So immediately 2 other clerks behind the deli counter both turned around and they're wondering what am I gonna do with a 7-pound hunk of mortadella, right? So I said, "Oh, let me show me what you have. I'll make my decision." And then I explained what we're gonna do with it. We're gonna do a smoked mortadella and burnt end. And they just looked stunned at that point. They really couldn't follow it up with anything. They just kind of looked at me.
Okay.
I grabbed my mortadella, have a nice day, and I walked out.
Okay.
I had it in my hand like a football.
So educate me. What is that? Is it like
Mortadella it's an Italian cold cut. It's basically a bologna, and when they go through the process of creating it, there are little like globs of pork fat,
okay.
and it's dispersed all throughout. Now, some of these you can find some with peppercorns, whole peppercorns, or even pistachio nuts. That's
How about olives? Is that something different or an olive loaf?
No,
That's
there is an olive loaf. God, now we're going way back.
All right, I'm
that's
sorry.
going. No. That's great. We can do a whole show on cold cuts of yesterday that don't exist anymore. Because
All right, folks. Again, thank you very much for being here. Peace. Have a great week. We'll see you next week with more barbecue information, and we're definitely going to get that episode done on the road to the Jack. So take care.
sounds good.